So, day 5, finally over of my Puerto Rican adventure. But Kirk, what happened to days 1 through 4? So, funny story. Uh, I was trying to compress all of that footage and videos and then upload to Google Drive. And instead of upload to Google Drive, I deleted them. So, uh, maybe lost, maybe not. So I pulled the SD drive from the phone, and we might be able to recover it later. I can't recover it right now just because I only have my government laptop, and I can't download the appropriate apps to actually recover the SD. So we'll see what happens. But got a new SD card, so I can record this message for you guys and talk about that. So today was actually my first day driving by myself. Past 2 days, I was riding with someone else to figure out what's going on. Anyways, so first day, picked up my interpreter. Oh, I guess I can tell you what it actually do. So it's a combination of generator mechanic and professional geocaching. So we get like 30 pieces of paper in the morning, and then on the piece of paper it has, a latitude and longitude, usually somewhere between 8 and 12 digit lat long. And then it has a description of the generator and a transponder number, and then you're supposed to retrieve a lot of information off of the generator, like fuel levels and last maintenance hours the generator's been running, all kinds of data like that, and to check and see if the commercial power has been restored, and a lot of times it is, but they're still running the generator because it's free. So that's the majority of what we're doing, is driving around the entire island looking at these generators, which are in some crazy places, which I have no idea how generators got to where they are, but ridiculous grades on these roads. And then all of a sudden on top of a mountain there's this like 300 kilowatt generator. It's ridiculous. I have no idea how they did it. I guess some of them got airlifted and dropped onto the mountain, but some of these are like under power lines and stuff. There's no way they got airdropped. So somebody drove this thing, which the Jeep has trouble getting up. Somebody drove at least like one of the rollback trucks, if not a semi, to bring some of these trucks, generators up there. It's mind-boggling. Which reminds me, the roads are crazy, and Google Maps doesn't help at all. So all those commercials where it's like turn left now, doesn't really apply in the States that much. I mean, it's a joke, funny, but in Puerto Rico it's very real. There will be river crossings where there are not river crossings. There will be forests where there should be a road. There will be a road that goes right off a cliff. It's just, you really have to pay attention to what Gladys or Shaniqua or whatever I call her that day, what she tells you to do. And a lot of times she'll also tell you to go like 5 kilometers down a road and then make a U-turn and come back. And it's just like, why did you do that? Anyways, yeah, it's ridiculous. So but today we had to do all that in a sweet rainstorm off and on. Got totally soaked, and my papers were all wet and puffed up, and it was pretty sweet. But somehow I still managed to get sunburned because I can only stay in the sun for like 15 to 30 minutes, and I'm only at each generator for like 2 to 3 minutes, but then you multiply that by 30 generators and it's like an hour and a half of sun exposure. So there you go. I can indeed get sunburned in a rainstorm. But yeah, so we did all that, and it took a couple hours. We started at 06, and then we were done by 14, maybe 1500 or so, something like that. And we're not supposed to come back early. So what it is, they came back to my room, plugged in the information into the digital system, which we don't we're not really required to do, but I finished so early, I was like, I might as well help the night crew by plugging in all my data. And so I released my linguist for, that hour and a half or whatever to work on inputting the data. And unknown to me, he dropped his phone and like destroyed it. And so he spent the next hour like stressing out about me leaving him, instead of picking him up. I mean, the whole time I was waiting for him to text me or something, and I figured, you know what, I'll just worst comes to worst, I'll just sit in the truck, and he'll wander by the truck at some point if he's not going to call me. So, and that's what happened is I went down a half hour before we had to go, and he had been apparently like going up and down the stairs from the lobby to the parking garage to make sure he didn't miss me loading up the truck. So that was pretty fun. Then finally at the end of the day, I was going to refuel my truck, and apparently Citibank thought that I was both in Puerto Rico and New York at the same time, and it's because apparently like the APO that the Fort Buchanan uses is a New York address for whatever reason, but then the gas pump was registered as Puerto Rico. I don't know. So I slipped the card into the gas pump. It told me to go to the cashier because apparently no gas pumps in Puerto Rico can you like pre-charge. You have to go into the cash register or go into the cashier and tell them how much you want to charge and then go out and pump the gas, which is really annoying, especially when the 89 grade doesn't work and you put 91 into a Jeep. Yeah. So we'll see how the Jeep reacts to that. That ought to be fun. But yeah. So anyways, then I tried putting it in the gas pump outside, registered Puerto Rico, said see cashier, went inside, tried to zip it in there, and apparently that shows up as New York, and they blocked it for fraud. And so that was a fun experience at the end of the day to have to deal with. So, but at least I did it at the end of the day, like I should, being a good transporter, fuel up your truck before you put it to sleep at night. But yeah. Okay. Well, that was today. Sorry I can't get out the days 1 through 4. It's a really exciting stuff about the protests and some good footage with that. But if you even knew that there was, I don't even know if if the states picked up the news about the protests. This is a whole island-wide protest kind of stuff. But anyways, okay. Well, whatever. I'll see you guys tomorrow.